Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like your struggle was permanent? Like no matter how hard you push, life keeps pushing back harder. I came here today to tell you, struggle is not your identity, it's your training ground. Struggle is not the end of your story, it is the introduction to your success. Have you ever wondered why life seems to get harder just when you're trying to move forward? Have you ever asked yourself, why me? Why am I going through all of this while others seem to have it easy? Let me tell you something right now. Your struggle is not a punishment. It's not life beating you down. It's preparation for the greatness that's waiting on the other side. See, most people misinterpret struggle. They think it's a sign that they're doing something wrong. But the truth is, struggle is often the clearest sign that you're on the right path. If you weren't headed somewhere valuable, there would be no resistance. The reason you're facing opposition is because what you're carrying is important. There is greatness inside you, and struggle is the tool designed to pull it out. Think about it. A seed has to be buried in darkness before it breaks through the soil. A caterpillar has to wrestle in the cocoon before it becomes a butterfly. And gold has to go through fire before it shines. Your life is no different. Every season of pressure, every moment of hardship, every time you feel like you can't take another step, it's all part of a refining process designed to prepare you for the weight of your destiny. Let me ask you a hard question. Would you really trust success that came too easily? Think about the last time you valued something deeply. Was it the thing you got with no effort? Or was it the thing you had to fight for, the thing you had to sacrifice for, the thing you had to earn through blood, sweat, and tears? See, the struggle is what gives success its meaning. Without struggle, success feels empty. With struggle, success becomes powerful because you know you paid the price to earn it. Now here's where most people miss it. They see the struggle as a signal to stop, when in reality it's a signal to keep going. Struggle doesn't mean quit. Struggle means prepare yourself. Something bigger is coming. Imagine if the weightlifter dropped the bar the moment it got heavy. They'd never grow. Imagine if a student walked out of class because the lesson felt too hard. They'd never graduate. Struggle is the resistance that builds your strength. It is not punishment. It is the classroom of champions. And here's the truth. You cannot pray away the process. You cannot skip over preparation. You cannot bypass the refining fire. Why? Because if you arrive at success unprepared, success will crush you. The struggle is giving you the foundation to carry what's coming next. The bigger the destiny, the bigger the preparation. That's why you're going through what you're going through. Not because you're cursed, not because you're forgotten, but because you've been chosen. So the next time you face struggle, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this preparing me for? Because once you see struggle as preparation instead of punishment, you'll stop running from it and start learning from it. And when you learn, you grow. And when you grow, you become unstoppable. Let me start by asking you this. Have you ever noticed that the moments you felt the most pressure in life were also the moments that shaped you the most? Think back for a second. The deadlines, the challenges, the impossible situations where you felt squeezed from every side. At the time, you thought that pressure was going to break you. But here's the truth, pressure doesn't break you. Pressure builds you. Pressure produces power. Most people spend their lives running away from pressure, but here's the problem with that. You cannot grow without it. Look at nature. Coal under ordinary circumstances is just coal. But when coal is placed under intense heat and pressure, it transforms into a diamond. A diamond is nothing more than a piece of coal that refused to quit under pressure. Now think about your own life. You may feel like you're under the weight of struggles right now, but maybe that weight isn't there to bury you. Maybe it's there to transform you into something unshakable. Here's what most people get wrong. They think comfort is the goal. They believe that if they can just eliminate pressure, they'll finally be happy, finally be free. But the truth is, comfort zones create weakness. It's pressure that creates strength. Imagine lifting a weight at the gym. If the weight is light, it won't change you. You can lift it 100 times, but nothing will happen. But the moment you pick up something heavy, something that challenges you, your muscles tear, rebuild, and grow stronger. That's what pressure does to your life. It stretches you, it pushes you. It forces you to tap into strength you didn't even know you had. Let me drop a hook right here. What if the pressure you're feeling right now is not life crushing you, but life coaching you? What if that job loss, that financial setback, that relationship challenge, that obstacle that feels overwhelming is not here to destroy you, but to direct you? The pressure is guiding you, shaping you, positioning you for a future you cannot see yet. The greatest achievers in history were not the ones who avoided pressure. They were the ones who leaned into it, who embraced it, who turned it into fuel. They understood that pressure is proof of potential. No one pressures a person who doesn't matter. No one pressures coal that will never be a diamond. The fact that you feel pressure is evidence that there's something valuable inside you that life is trying to reveal. So the next time you feel the squeeze, don't complain, don't run, don't give up. Instead, remind yourself, this is my transformation season. This is where my weakness turns into strength. This is where my ordinary turns into extraordinary. Pressure is not here to defeat me. Pressure is here to develop me. And if I endure it, if I stay the course, I won't just survive it. I'll rise from it with a power I never knew I had. Let me ask you something that could change the way you see your entire life. Have you ever noticed how two people can face the same situation, yet one comes out victorious while the other crumbles? What makes the difference? It's not education, it's not opportunity, it's not even luck. The difference is mindset. Success requires a shift in mindset. Until your thinking changes, your life cannot change. Every result you see on the outside is the fruit of a belief you hold on the inside. Poverty is not just the absence of money, it's the presence of limiting beliefs. Wealth is not just the presence of money, it's the presence of empowering beliefs. This is why some people can inherit millions and lose it in a few years, while others can start with nothing and build empires. The mindset is the key. If you think small, you live small. If you think scarcity, you attract scarcity. But if you think abundance, if you shift your belief to the idea that wealth is possible, that growth is possible, that success is possible, you open the door to opportunities that were invisible before. Here's the hook. What if the greatest prison you'll ever escape from is not a physical cell, but the prison of your own thoughts? What if the chains that have been holding you back are invisible and they live in your own mind? The most dangerous limitations are the ones we agree to. When you say, I can't, you close the door before life has even had the chance to open it for you. Think about the people who changed the world. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb, but his mindset was fixed on possibility. The Wright brothers had no evidence that human flight was possible, but their belief refused to accept the limits of their time. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, but instead of letting his mind be chained, he used those years to sharpen his vision. And when he came out, he transformed a nation. The common denominator, a mindset that refused to bow to circumstances. So many people say, when I have more money, I'll think differently, but that's backwards. You don't get money and then develop a wealth mindset. You develop a wealth mindset, and then you get money. Success is not what you pursue. Success is what you attract by the person you become. And the person you become begins with the way you think. Here's the hard truth. You will never rise above the level of your own belief. If you believe you're average, you'll live average. If you believe you're extraordinary, life will give you extraordinary opportunities. The world does not respond to your wishes. It responds to your mindset. So let me challenge you right now. Stop asking, what can I afford? And start asking, how can I afford it? Stop saying, I can't do this, and start saying, what must I learn to do this? That's the shift. When your questions change, your answers change. When your beliefs change, your results change. And when your mindset shifts, success is no longer a dream. It becomes your reality. Let me ask you a powerful question. Would you trust someone with great success if they never went through any struggle? Think about that. If a person has never been tested, never been challenged, never been refined, how strong is their success really? The truth is, struggle builds the character that success requires. Without struggle, success is fragile. With struggle, success is unshakable. Most people want the rewards without the resistance. They want the trophy without the training. But here's the reality. Success is not just about what you achieve. It's about who you become in the process. And who you become is shaped in the struggle. When everything is easy, you don't grow. When there's no opposition, you don't sharpen your skills. It's when you're forced to dig deep, to endure hardship, to fight when you feel like quitting. That's when your character is forged. Let me give you a hook right here. Your struggle is the gym where your character lifts the weights of discipline, resilience, and faith. You can't build those muscles without resistance. Just like a bodybuilder embraces the pain of lifting heavy, you have to embrace the pain of your challenges because that's where your strength is developed. Struggle is not the enemy of success. It's the prerequisite. Think about every hero you admire, every entrepreneur, every leader, every innovator, every giant of history. Their stories aren't inspiring because they had it easy. Their stories inspire because they went through battles, failures, and obstacles that would have crushed the average person. But instead of giving up, they kept moving forward. That persistence shaped their character, and their character sustained their success. Because here's the truth, money can take you to places your character cannot keep you. Fame can open doors your maturity cannot hold open. Without character, success collapses. Struggle is the safeguard that makes sure when you arrive, you're ready to stay. Some of you are in the middle of a storm right now, and you're asking, why is this happening to me? What if I told you it's happening for you? What if I told you that this very struggle is the training ground preparing you to handle the blessing that's on the way? Because if you arrive at success without integrity, without resilience, without humility, you won't be able to handle it. But when you've been tested, when you've been through the fire, when you've endured the storms and survived the valleys, you come out stronger, wiser, sharper. That's the version of you success requires. So instead of despising the struggle, start respecting it. Respect the fact that every obstacle is shaping you. Respect the fact that every delay is developing you. Respect the fact that every challenge is carving out the kind of character that can hold success without crumbling. Because when your character is built through struggle, your success won't just be temporary, it will be unshakable, undeniable, and unstoppable. Let me ask you something. What separates the person who wins from the person who loses? Is it talent? No. Is it intelligence? No. Is it luck? Absolutely not. The difference between the one who reaches the finish line and the one who stops halfway is simply persistence. Refusing to quit is the only guarantee of success. Every successful person you admire today is simply someone who decided that no matter how hard it got, they would not give up. Persistence is not glamorous. It doesn't always feel good. It doesn't always look like progress. Sometimes persistence feels like showing up every day when no one notices, when no one applauds, when the results are invisible. But here's the secret. That's where greatness is born. The grind, the discipline, the daily decision to keep going when your emotions say stop. That's what separates champions from quitters. Here's a hook for you. Quitting will always give you instant relief, but persistence will always give you long-term reward. The reason so many people never succeed is not because success is impossible, but because they quit too soon. They stop digging when the treasure is only inches away. They stop climbing when the peak is just around the corner. They give up when the breakthrough is closer than they realize. Think about it. Thomas Edison didn't discover the light bulb on his first try. He failed thousands of times, but he refused to quit. Imagine if he had given up at attempt number 500. We'd be sitting in the dark right now. Michael Jordan didn't become the greatest basketball player by winning every game. He became great by refusing to quit after losing hundreds of them. Nelson Mandela didn't stop fighting for justice after years in prison. He persisted until his vision became reality. Every name that history remembers is a name that refused to quit when life gave them every reason to. Persistence is the proof of belief. If you really believe in your dream, you'll keep going no matter what. If you really believe in your future, you won't let temporary pain stop you. If you really believe in your calling, no rejection, no failure, no setback will be strong enough to pull you off course. Every time you persist, you're sending a message to life: I'm serious. I will not be shaken. I will not stop until I win. The truth is, talent without persistence leads to wasted potential. Intelligence without persistence leads to unrealized possibilities. But persistence, even without talent or intelligence, will eventually create results, because persistence outlasts obstacles, outlasts delays, outlasts disappointment. It's not the fastest who wins, it's the one who refuses to stop running. So the question is not, are you gifted enough? The real question is, are you persistent enough? Because the ones who refuse to quit, the ones who keep showing up, the ones who push when everyone else is pulling back, those are the ones who write history. And if you choose persistence, success won't be a matter of if, it will only be a matter of when. Let me ask you something powerful. Have you ever considered that the struggle you are facing right now might not even be about you? What if the pain, the challenges, the battles you've endured were not just for your growth, but also for the inspiration of others? Because here's the truth. Your struggle becomes someone else's survival guide. Your story becomes someone else's motivation to keep going. Your breakthrough becomes proof that breakthroughs are possible. So many people think success is about them, about their comfort, their status, their reward. But the greatest successes in history were never just personal victories. They became victories that lifted up others. When you refuse to quit, when you push through impossible odds, you're not just building a legacy for yourself, you're opening doors for people you may never even meet. That's why your story matters. Here's the hook. Your scars are not signs of weakness. They are symbols of survival. And someone out there is waiting to see your scars so they can believe they too can heal. You may not realize it, but every time you overcome, You're handing hope to somebody else who feels like giving up. That's why quitting is not just about you. If you quit, you're not only robbing yourself, you're robbing the people who need your example. Think about the times in your own life when you were ready to give up. What kept you going? Was it someone else's story? Was it hearing about someone who went through worse but came out stronger? Was it the reminder that you're not alone? That's the power of testimony. That's the power of persistence. Your life becomes a living message, shouting louder than words ever could. If I can make it, so can you. The beauty of this truth is that even the darkest chapters of your life are not wasted. That season of struggle you thought would break, you will one day be the very story that inspires another person to rise. The nights you cried in silence, the days you fought battles nobody saw, the moments you almost gave up, those are not just memories. They are seeds of encouragement planted in your soul, waiting to be shared with others. And here's the amazing thing. When people see your success, they might admire you, but when they hear about your struggle, they connect with you. People don't relate to perfection. They relate to perseverance. They don't connect with the finished product, they connect with the process. That's why your vulnerability, your authenticity, your honesty about the fight is so powerful. Because when they see that you bled and you battled, and yet you made it, they begin to believe that they can make it too. So never underestimate the power of your story. Never hide your scars. Never downplay your struggles. Because your success is not just a reward for your effort, it's a lifeline for someone else's faith. Someone is watching you, someone is learning from you, someone is waiting for proof that they can survive what they're going through. And when you rise, you become that proof. You become the voice that says, it's possible,